So today's something a little bit different. We're going to be hitting some push jerks today. A little technique video, not like a whole training session. They have come up in my training program, so I thought I'll do a quick little video on them, how to set up for them, and just a few little tips and tricks on it. I'm going to be building up to some touch and go doubles and then some triples, just have a little fun with the complexes, and in that process I'll talk you through it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to wear any headwear and have the microphone on the entire time, so I'll just talk through the initial coaching cues, and then we'll put it all in a big video, turn it into like half commentary and half me sitting here talking at the camera, so this will be good. So I think with the push jerk, one of the best ways to learn how to create space in the jerk, improve your lockout, and learn the dip and drive is to learn how to push jerk really well. In the past, I've gone through phases where I've spent 3 to 6 months of just doing push jerks and taking my split jerks out, just to work on not only my dip and drive, but also the timing of the push under and learning how to create space with my hips. So with today, I'm going to be building up to some touch and goes up to like 110, 120, I think, and then I'll chuck in like a few split jerks in the end, just so you can see how there is that transfer of like the dip and drive, the lockout speed, but also the positioning of the hips. Some of the people that I like watching to get my inspiration for my push jerks are, and use that for a lot of my coaching, is Abdi Akadov. I'll put a video here of him doing that. Very deep push jerk, but it's in about its truest form you could ever see at a high and like elite level. So I'll put that in there so we can analyze that a little bit. But yeah, I'll start warming up now. I might have this microphone on with me, and then we'll get stuck in, start building up, and I might just do a little commentary over the top. Oh, that's where the bar's going to be in my front rack. All right, so, yeah. All right, so when we're talking push jerk, how to distinguish between the push jerk and the power jerk is the movement of the feet. So a power jerk is where we're going to be moving our feet out and laterally. Still requires a fair bit of precision and speed in the dip and drive. So what that'll look like is feet underneath the hips, dip, feet move out, head comes through, and then we drive underneath the bar. The difference between that and then the push jerk is that our feet are going to stay in the same position. Now in the setup with the feet, I generally like to take my feet quite wide. I'm thinking more toes turned out just outside your squat position, so we can create that space for the hips to be able to come back and push down, and for you to be able to lock here. Rather than the power jerk, and even in the split, where we're thinking about catching the bar relatively high, because the dip and drive is going to be shorter, shallower, and needs to be much more precise to get the weight overhead, going wider will mean you can push down easier, and that's how you're going to get down and underneath the bar. So what it'll look like, you'll do your clean up, set, oof. Usually a more controlled dip and drive, dip, drive and lock out. And all I'm cueing in these initial warm-up reps is pushing myself down and through the bar and locking the bar just behind the head there with that nice controlled dip, and then driving up. Ooh. So again, cueing on the push jerk, I think a lot of people as well, what's great about it, and sometimes gets lost with people's dip and drive, is that they rush going down into their dip position, and then from there what typically happens is it will get down and get pushed out in front because they're going out too fast, and the bar will be ending out here, and that's why we have to move out. We chase it every time. Whereas what you want to try and do, particularly with the push jerk, and it makes you focus on it, is thinking you're going down in that elevator. So you're staying nice and straight as you dip. The knees just bend slightly over the middle of the foot. And then we pop, drive, and push that head through and down. Again, creating space with the hips by going back and then getting the bar overhead, versus us driving and then relying on lateral movement, or being able to just shove everything forward on the split jerk. If you shove everything forward on the push jerk, you'll find the bar will shoot forward. So again, pretty similar, like being able to do no feet work. If you're someone that shoves everything forward on their split jerk, being able to push jerk really well is a great solution to help you get used to going down into a split, rather than pushing up and shoving everything forward in the split. Again, the complex we're going to be hitting is, we'll go to push jerk, touch and go. So there's less thought going into the dip and drive. You're having to react nice and fast out of the dip and then the catch and having to move to the next rep, while also controlling that eccentric so it doesn't make sure it re-racks and smashes you into Armageddon before splitting. And it's going to be a good way for you to see what a solid dip looks like, what a solid drive looks like, and being able to replicate the positions with the shoulders and also the hips as you pass through each movement. All right, I'm ready. This is going to have to go. I'm trying to keep the tempo on the dip the exact same, so that's sort of like half second down, really fast out of the hole, and just being able to get low enough that I'm reaching. And all that's going to change is I'm just going to get a little bit lower and lower each set, particularly on that second rep with the push jerk. So I'm going to do push jerk, split jerk now, I reckon.
Yeah, it's like be patient. Exercise and patience.
So 120 kilos, final set. Again, what we're looking for is the positions of my upper back, my shoulders and my hips, all being relatively same to the split jerk. So driving down and underneath the bar and not shoving everything forward to get the range that I need and the space that I need to be able to get under on these weights. Make this the final set and then I've got my power cleans to do. Whoosh. That's why everyone knows me as Bunnings Luke, touch and go form. Dobby fucking loves it.